1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, honoured music event attendees, and welcome to the current performance of the Justice Logic Friends. Haiku forms purely heroes playing the music that washes the world.
And welcome to the show. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and joining me are these noble adventurers.
These buff adventurers, boys.
These big, strong adventurers.
Tasty.
Rowdy and ready to go.
Tasty, hunky adventurers.
Oh, well, I had been working out. I'm glad you noticed, especially for the podcast.
Not lost on me. Sadly, the listening audience can't see your big old guns.
They can hear the strain in my neck muscles.
They can hear your shirt
my massive
just
head muscles
tearing apart at the seams.
There'll be multiple t-shirt change breaks.
Fuck, that guy's got a buff head.
So anyway, who the hell are you?
Well, who the hell are you?
I'm Sara Keep. I will be the GM for this adventure.
Ooh. GM, love it. Less conventional, more correct. And that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Paul Salt. And I'm the guy from Screen Mayhem, main film critic, and also one half of One Good Thing, and also do other stuff that I need to do to pay rent.
Do you ever call yourself half a good thing?
What's
0.5 good thing?
When you're out and about trying to impress people.
Not quite a good thing in and of ourselves.
Nary a good thing. But always try hard. And that's me. I'm Paul Goodman, other half of One Good Thing, Nary a Good Thing. And I have never recorded a podcast before.
Rightly so.
Lies.
No,
Filthy lies.
You got me. There was that one time.
Filthy lies made to make the rest of us look bad. See you.
And that's me, Jen Blundell.
And that's me, Jen Blundell. And I am a baby podcaster. I am, what am I?
Am I?
What am I?
Already established alpha of the group.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Strong alpha.
Sower of chaos.
Star of OGT Patreon content. Jen Blundell.
Strong alpha, the real star of OGT,
Yeah.
mother of chaos, and player on the other podcast that is also great called Roll Plus Heart.
Yay.
It's good and
It's
long
good.
established.
Hello, I'm Nell, and I'm a podcast virgin. Oh, gross.
No.
That's the sound of your cherry popping right out.
Oh, God.
It shouldn't come out.
Please.
Shouldn't come out.
I think I'm going to leave now.
Depends how much of a shoehorn you are.
I feel like
This
Nell's
is-
had the most authentic podcast experience of any of us now.
Yeah, this is the energy we're bringing to the intro.
It's all downhill from here.
Listeners,
Yeah.
what awaits you?
We appreciate you trying this podcast out, and
I'm sorry.
we understand you leaving
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks.
Okay.
Thanks anyway.
Thanks, bye, bye, bye.
Okay, well, we're done dicking around. Sarah.
Yeah, we have to have a definitive dicking end.
Oh, I'm glad that that's going to be delineated as we go forward.
Anyway,
And
You heard
stop.
it here first. We all need a definitive dicking. Just once in our lives.
there's no place to begin like the beginning.
True.
All right.
And so we're just going to jump straight into it. Acts of heroism are often thankless, and great evils are rid from the world without many people even knowing. It is that selfless drive that sent an adventuring party of 5 noble heroes out on the long, treacherous road to the Iron Forge, deep in the frozen ridge, to destroy a sinister artifact that posed a great threat to humanity. But that was 10 years ago. Time moves on, and so did the adventurers. We open on the peaceful town of Lower Coastberg, an idyllic market town where 4 out of 5 of these adventurers decided to settle down and call home. The new sun rises, casting early morning shadow across the buildings, and as we focus in on the Coastberg Centre of Learning, where a hardy dwarf is dropping her kids off. Jen, can you please introduce your character?
Yeah, so I'm going to be playing a dwarven sorcerer called Margaret Battlehammer. Now, Margaret is, she's sort of later middle-aged, and she prefers a darker aesthetic, sort of still wearing those old band t-shirts. They're a little bit faded, a little bit saggy nowadays. But she thinks back very fondly on those old adventuring times. Those days back when she swung her battle hammer in battle, funnily enough, with a fury that was something to behold. But now Margaret's, she's found the love of her life. She's settled down, she's had a couple of kids, and she's happy, really. She's really happy. Suburbia's suiting her really. She's happy, okay? She's really happy. She's really loving it. And
So
it's
back
great.
off.
It's going really well. It's going okay. No, it's great. It's great. And she's happy. She is, but she eyes that battle hammer occasionally.
Just checking out that battle hammer.
Herself in the mirror.
Oh, it's called a war hammer.
Your name's
isn't it?
Battle Hammer.
I have a war hammer.
She calls it a battle hammer, and you're not going to argue with her.
You can call it whatever you want.
She's got her family make hammers, and those ones are branded, and they're called battle hammers. So it's like calling, it's like Kleenex tissues, whatever. Battle hammer, war hammers.
Battle Hammer Warhammers.
A bit wordy when you say it like that, so don't say it like that.
I won't.
It's great SEO.
They're more
Bammers.
commonly known as Bammers.
Maggie's
But
bammers.
as you bring your kids to the school gate, they're sort of pushing, shoving around, being rambunctious.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
I was expecting you to be a parent to these children.
Oh shit!
Oh, God. Forgot about the
What have you
realities
done,
of this.
Jen?
Fucking mad fool.
Are we driving in something like a Citroen?
I don't know
Volkswagen.
what made you. Yeah,
Citroen
exactly.
Picasso horse wagon.
I don't know what made you think there'd be cars in this world. You're
Magic. We've got magic, but no cars.
cart.
Carts.
Let me finish.
Cart.
Citroen Picasso car.
Yes, you're driving in a Citroen Picasso cart. 1 horsepower. Name the horse.
Bertie.
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 Good name.
Fucking love that horse.
Already the star. So Margaret's on the front seat, obviously. Kids are in the back, jostling each other, and she leans over on the armrest and leans back and is like, "Oi, all of you, all right, I've had enough. Calm it down. Get out. Come on, time for school. Hillary, do you have your maths book?"
No.
Jeez. It's all right, I'll drop it off later. I forgot what I named my children. That's normal, right? That's what adults do. That's what real parents do.
That's in character. Carol, Hillary, and Kit.
Oh,
Kit, that was it.
Kit's going to be a piece of shit.
Carol, take your brother's hand. Come on, help him out of his... Come on.
Do I have to?
Yes. Look, I'm parked on double yellows here. Come on. Out the door.
What do double yellows mean in Fantasyland in Lower Coastberg?
You're turned into a troll if you park here.
Yeah, if I stay another 30 seconds, we all turn to stone.
Eternal curse.
But it was single yellow. That's just a £20 fine.
20 gold fine. It's that for about 5 minutes of just, please, come on, please, move, please. Yes, I'll bring it. Yes, I promise. And remember, you've got badminton after school. Yes, I know your sister pulled your hair, but it's okay.
I told her to do that.
Yep.
As you finally usher the last child out of the car, you see Miss Grunfeld, the deputy head teacher, trying to flag you down. Miss Battlehammer, can we talk for a second, Miss Battlehammer?
Miss Grunfeld, let me just park up and I'll be right with you. I pull round into the teacher's car park and just fucking
Diagonally
dump
across
the car.
a couple of empty spaces.
Bertie sprawled over the next cart.
Yeah, she's already, and she takes a second in the car, takes a deep breath, puts on her happy parent face and gets on out. She's like, I can do this. What seems to be the problem, Mrs. Grundlefeld?
Well, it's about Kit.
Kit.
He's been using a cantrip poison spray on certain teachers to make them projectile vomit during class.
Has he?
Now, this isn't Clammy Slapper's fancy school for magic lads. We do not encourage the teaching of or use of magic spells within these halls.
No. And it would be a shame for him as a budding young sorcerer to express himself and practice those skills in a school. You're right.
I know that you and your children must think that you're exempt from the rules because of your sorceress bloodline, but it will not be tolerated.
You're quite right.
If this happens again, he will be expelled from this institution. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I believe you do. Perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. I can promise you from the bottom of my heart, it's not going to happen again.
She narrows her eyes at you.
I'm sure it'll all be fine. You have a lovely day, Miss
Right.
Grindelfeld.
Indeed.
Thank you for this lovely news this morning.
You can't park
You love
there.
your job, don't you? It fills you with joy. That's obvious to see.
She senses your non-subtle aggression.
Can I roll deception to hide that?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's fair. And maybe I'll make Miss Gunfeld just roll a flat perception check.
First roll of the game.
And it's on something stupid.
Getting it in early, because sometimes I forget you got to roll during these games. Otherwise, people are like, you just did improv for 2 hours and it wasn't funny.
They just did a play. They just did a play about some magic weirdos.
Is Magic Weirdos a potential?
Magic weirdos. It's pretty good. 10.
Oh, Grunfeld's flat perception was a 17. She can tell you're
She's a
not
hard
being
ass.
sincere.
She just fucking loves those kids, though.
So she just narrows her eyes and, I'm watching you. It's Bowhammer.
And I'm watching you, Miss Grundlefeld. Remember,
She's-
I'm on the PTA.
Yes. Yes, you'll definitely pull your weight there.
Oh, aye. Well, someone's got to keep an eye on how this school's run for the good of the kids.
For the good of the kids.
Because let's be real, we're both here. We're all here for the good of the kids.
Oh, the kids come first.
For the good of the kids.
For the good of the kids.
Aye. So you have a nice day now, all right?
You have a dicey day.
You have a nice day.
Likewise.
I will.
She storms off into the school.
And I can also storm off. And I do.
Into the school.
Away from the school.
I'm your teacher now.
And I get in my car.
Into your cart, where you have to do a awkward 3-point turn out of the car park.
Bertie doesn't play along.
Go, Bertie.
Come on, Bertie, forward. Forward, Bertie. Bertie. Bertie stops to do a shit for a bit. And I'm like, I know I should pick that up.
Fuck
But
this place.
nah.
I'm head of the PTA. Is Have a Dice Day a good name for a podcast?
Have a dice day.
I mean, it was a good slip, wasn't it? Have a dice
Pretty
day.
good. It's a saying that's been going around Lower Coastberg. Nobody really knows where it came from, but it felt kind of right.
Something in our bones.
It's worth Googling. But we go now into the school, and in particular to the general studies class. The students are being particularly rowdy, throwing stuff, yelling, when through the door walks an intimidating figure. Goodman, can you please introduce your character?
Thought it might be me.
And in walks another intimidating figure. Yeah, so I'm playing Jump Fundenden, who was a paladin. He subscribed to the teachings and power of Tyr, god of justice of the Forgotten Realms. He's an Aasimar as well, so it's he's a being that blazes with divine energy at all times, and he's trying to keep a bit of a low profile now the adventuring's over. You know, he doesn't want his big name and his feats to get in the way of just trying to teach these good kids some good. So he wears a cap, he wears tinted glasses just to keep that low profile, to try and hide his identity. He also has a t-shirt that says, "I'm the vessel of Tyr, god of justice, how was your weekend?" on it, but keeps it pretty stum. He is a big beefy boy, he's pretty tall, he has got those guns, or what would you call them? He's got those magic missiles, and but he has got a bit of a gut now. He's a bit out of shape, but he's always got that twinkle in his eye, you know. And yeah, of course, you know, he's happy. He's definitely happy. He's got these great kids. He's got a lot of teaching to do, a lot of good to teach. That adventure was fun 10 years ago. Of course it was, but he's a big deal now in Lower Coastberg. And he comes in, and he looks at these rowdy kids, and he takes a big old sniff of the fantasy coffee, and he goes, kids, what did I say? No running, unless it's for a governor of good or into the moors of evil. Hey, guys, I'm serious, guys. And then they all stop.
Yeah, the classroom goes silent.
Yeah.
People freeze mid throwing paper and just
Yeah.
look over at you before sheepishly sitting down in their chairs.
Great. What a beautiful day it is, kids. Oh, so good. So good to see you all here. I'm ready to teach you all some good. Going to teach you some real good. Teach you to do some good. That's what general studies is, you know. That's what it means to me. It makes me so happy seeing you all sitting around here, eyes looking up at me in some sort of fugue state of awe and joy. And I just want to say that even though, you know, I'm nothing special, I've done a lot of good. I play the lute in a band. Let's do some good. And then I turn around and start drawing different kinds of evil on the blackboard.
Blackboard?
I'll allow
It's a blackboard, but you can never
blackboard.
erase anything. You're etching it into the wall of the place.
Yeah, chiseled.
Yeah, well, that's because Jump carves everything in with the point of his trident. And on this lesson, which is his third lesson, so he's ruined 3 of the walls now, he's just drawing different kinds of evil. You've got obvious evil, which is, like a demon with glowing red eyes and fire. You've got like less obvious evil, which is
Using a phone in a
corrupt
cinema.
Yeah, exactly. Phone in a cinema. Someone who stands in a post office queue tutting to themselves and rather than saying
Well, it
anything.
might be obvious evil.
Well, it's a fine line they tread, and also probably like an amorphous evil, just like blobs of matter. And these are the ones, kids, flipping heck, kids. These are the ones you got to watch out for. These are the ones that are going to get into you. The tutting, you can take them out, identify them as an agent of evil. They're dead. Boom. The amorphous evil you have to look out for every single time.
You see a kid raise that hand.
Yes, Juniper.
It's Craig.
Are you evil?
Juniper. Settle down, kids. It's all right. I'm used to being asked these sorts of questions. I've had a lot of experience. You could call me an old hat. And he sits down. And he goes to sit on a table like near Juniper. Like he just leans back and sort of sits on the edge of the table, puts his foot on a stool, and he goes, "Sometimes, Juniper, people of good, even people who are so good, like people who follow gods. Let's say Tyr, god of justice. They have to do so much good that sometimes it comes across as evil. But actually, when you consider that the people that I'm doing that evil to," and he points at the less obvious evil, "that evil becomes good." Yeah?
Another kid raises their hand.
Yeah. Tomothy.
Sir, is this the actual curriculum? I thought you were meant to teach us how to balance a checkbook.
I'll tell you a thing about general studies, Tomothy. I'm a bit of an old hat in this game as well, and general studies is more about what's good and what's bad, and preparing you for vocational courses, and identifying agents of evil, okay? So basically what I'm saying is we can do whatever we want. At Christmas, I'll do a class about fantasy Martin Luther King. It's going to be great. Anything else?
So many anachronisms.
Fantasy Martin Luther King was a real big figurehead in Lower Coastberg as well.
You
But
mean King Martin Luther?
Yeah. King Martin Luther, that's it. What Martin Luther, King of Lower Coastberg. He really stood up for the unions in Lower Coastberg. He was crushed, obviously, but he stood up for the unions before they were criminalized.
We're really building out the law here. Hey, Jump, could you make a Constitution saving throw for me real quick?
I absolutely could. That's a big fat 9. Pretty distracted talking about evil.
Yeah, you are distracted talking about evil, and you feel your stomach begin to churn. As if maybe someone had cast a cantrip poison
Don't worry,
spray
we'll do
on
I'll
you.
be having a fucking word.
What colour are your trousers?
Good question. Important question.
Would it be a race thing?
Are you immune to poisons?
I may be at a later level.
Which is also a question I meant to ask earlier about King Martin Luther.
Okay, so I have divine health
Oh.
at 3rd level, which makes me immune to disease.
Oh.
Is that the same thing?
You know what? I think it is. So you feel your stomach churn, but
it passes through.
Yeah, it's just like a little bit of gas, and you can immediately see Kit Battlehammer just sort of
Okay.
removing his hand from an active position back to.
So what Jump does to that, because, he's an experienced teacher at this stage, he turns around, he gets up from the table, goes back to the board, and says, "You want an example? The difference between good and evil? Say one of the students in here were to poison me, or to attempt to poison me anyway. Excuse me. Caused me a little bit of gas. Then he starts drawing just crazy arrows between all the different kinds of evil. One could say that this is evil intent, but then he's probably just trying to impress his friends, or probably maybe just a call for attention. I don't know. He's sharing a classroom with a pretty inspiring guy. Now, turns to the class. Do you think that kid would be evil?"
Yes.
Well, I mean, yes, that's what you think. Yeah, of course. But and he looks at Kip completely anonymously. I'm not going to grass him up or anything. But I don't think he's evil. I think he's a good kid, and I think he just needs to apply himself a bit better. I think he just needs to embrace, I don't know, say Tyr, god of justice, and take an oath of conquest.
Fuck you, Mr. Fundendon.
That's great, kids. Anyway, class dismissed. It's what, we're 10 minutes in? Off you go, you scamps.
From here, we cut across town to the local park, a place of outstanding beauty, and within one of the fountains, we find a weird little dude. Paul, can you please introduce your character?
Paul, you weird little dude.
On one of the lily pads, just floating in the fountain, there's a small figure, very dignified looking fella, incredibly short, and he's got his legs crossed, his webbed legs crossed, with a sort of loose pant that he's wearing on them, which is very much part of the overall kimono that he has on, tied roughly around the waist, his sort of slimy little reptilian waist with a little pot belly. And his magnificent face, with his wide mouth and sticky out little eyes, which are closed at the moment. I assume that these things can close their eyes. And he's sort of in peaceful contemplation, and says to himself, "Long road with no end. A destination past. Confirmation." And pleased that he's done a very good poem, he turns and scribbles it down onto a notepad that he had strategically placed
I hope
nearby.
it's waterproof.
Yeah, I was going to say, how wet is the notepad?
It's extraordinarily wet
Or maybe
and wrinkled, but
it can be like
mess.
these fancy things we have in the real world where there's paper made of stone and it's waterproof.
it's pretty good, but it's not. It's definitely a bit of... That would be untraditional. And my guy is all about the tradition of his people. And that includes writing all of their excellent poetry, their famous poetry, onto very soggy bits of paper. Because it is lost, very much like individual life in the great turning of the world.
As these poetic thoughts and musings cross his mind, a park warden approaches. "Sir, can you please step out of the fountain?"
He does. He does a very calm sort of dive into the water and then emerges fully formed, stood upright at all of his 2.5 feet, and looks up. "How can I help you, sir?"
Well, I mean, we don't normally let people swim in the fountain, is all.
"My friend, you must be new here. I am very well known to the owner of this park and all of its superintendents. My name is Blair."
I'm sorry, sir. It seems like you coughed when you meant to say your name.
"The misunderstanding is entirely understandable. You see, I am of the noble Grung race and the great Waibudza tribe, and my name is Blair."
Okay. Let's see if I can... Bloig. Was that right?
It is an admirable first attempt from which there will only be improvement. Please join me in your second attempt at my name. It is.
Fuck me.
Shit. Blair.
Bo.
Close enough, my newest friend.
Wow, okay. Well, I'm Kevin.
Click clock?
Kevin.
Kevin.
Close enough, my newest friend.
We are joined in a mutual state of comprehension of when we are addressing each other.
Wow.
This is a great day for us both.
Wow. What were you doing? What were you doing in the fountain?
I was attempting self-mastery in the form of poetic verse.
That's definitely not allowed in the park, sir.
Yes! Come on now. My friend, I am already extremely proficient in the art of which you speak. This is a wholly other art, the art of expression through highly contrived meter.
Oh! Like poems like the bards do.
Yes, only this is a far purer form of self-expression, inasmuch as it is not distracted by any possibility of enjoyment by others.
I'll be the judge of that. Can you say one of your fancy words, parents?
I feel it would be very redundant to repeat the one I have just composed, so allow me to tell you one of my pre-existing, far better established poems. Sunset is very...
I knew if I put you on the spot that you may be in trouble, and I was very willing to do it.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is going
Sunset
exactly...
is very...
Sunset is very...
Sunset is very... beautiful. To me, Sir, yes.
Right, and that was
Spring
that
Blossom
was,
Divine.
Oh, it's not over. Okay.
No, there's traditionally 3 lines.
Sure.
Spring Blossom Divine.
Right, and that
Please
was...
say the poem back to me so that I know that you will be able to take it with you always.
The sunshine hits the morning dew on a Saturday afternoon, and God said unto him, I love the cherry blossom tree. Is that what you just said?
A single tear streams down Blair's face.
Is that a good tear? You happy?
He may be the most individual man I have ever met, Kivan.
Wow. Anyway, basically, I think you're not meant to swim in the fountain, but at the same time, I think you've convinced me that you are.
I'm very glad. If need be, I would not want you to get into any trouble with your supervisors. I will gladly accompany you to the cottage of the groundskeeper.
That sounds good. He puts his hand out to hold your hand.
Yeah, that should be fine. He licks it slightly.
Oh,
His tongue isn't poisonous.
okay. All right, let's head off. Let's head off to the cottage then.
After you, Kivan.
And hand in hand, you head off across the park.
Oh, hand in hand?
Hand in tongue. My
He's
apologies.
going to have to take some sort of constitution saving throw.
Oh, right. I forgot you had poisonous.
Ever the DM.
I see. Yeah, I was hoping for a pleasant moment of connection between you and your new friend, but unfortunately, the realities of your character have brought sad circumstances to this. And we'll see if Kevin has a good constitution. Well,
See if Kevin survives this.
guess what, Kevin?
Tragic.
That's the first nat 20 of the game.
Oh, yay.
He doesn't feel anything.
I knew I could trust you, Kevin. Kivan.
So yeah. A happy ending was had in the park.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Who was it?
A bit more self-mastery going
Now
on
we're getting
around here.
nasty.
I'm gonna take that again. Gonna take that again.
No, I think that was perfect. I'm not going to allow you to do it again.
Someone came their eyes out in the park.
This is a family podcast.
Sure is.
Families.
Sorry, let's let Sarah take that again.
Okay. And you jerked Kevin off?
Yep.
It's not a family podcast. I mean, it's a dirty family podcast. It's a family of weirdos.
I'm going to need everyone I jerked off to take a DC 12 constitution check.
Oh, shit. Oh, natch 20.
I can only wank off other grunks, I'm afraid.
This is canon. This is still the scene.
This is canon. Oh, God. I'm going to take it again. And you and Kevin walk off hand in hand towards the cottage.
Where
Lastly,
you wank. Together. Mutually.
move now to the farmlands on the edge of town, bordering the forest, where we find a tall firbolg tending to his crops. Nell, can you please introduce your character?
He is a firbolg. Firbolg?
Firbolg?
Firbolg.
You know,
I'm gonna
whatever
say
pronunciation.
Firbolg.
Football.
That'll do.
Yeah.
He is a firbolg, about 7 foot, very green eyes, like bright green. Has a lot of brown, like bushy hair, grey skin, quite meaty. Like he's quite a big fella. His traditional name in the forest is Metza Isa, which means forest father. But for outsiders and for more regular folk, he goes by Morik because it's just a lot easier. He lives in Lower Coastberg now. He did live in a little stormhold type forest type enclave type something in the forest. Did I mention forest? Forest. With his clan, but they sadly met a sad demise. And so he's here now, 10 years on from adventuring and looking after parks, occasionally dabbling in political activism, but, you know, he's quite new to this. Not something that you learn in the forest. He's like that from being in the town.
Well, as you continue to sow the earth, you see your friend Shay, who is a Haragon, which is a rabbit-like race, come hopping out of the woods towards the fence.
Afternoon, Metsa Isa. How are you today?
Oh, hello, Shay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm very glad to hear.
Preparations are in place for tomorrow at the Old Warren. We won't let the mayor unhouse the Bunderson family just because he wants to build houses in the hollow.
I'm very glad to hear this, Shay. We will take the mayor down piece by piece. Is that correct? Is that what you say? No? Oh dear.
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, we're gonna take him down piece by piece.
Okay. Is there anything further I can do for you, Shay? Put up more fences or
Yep.
prep the trees in
You
case
can
they need
talk
to
to the-
attack? Oh, yes. Is that normal? I'm trying to be normal, Shay.
Well, I mean, listen, who's to say what normal is? I think if you can talk to trees, that's cool. That's better than normal.
Oh, thank you, Shay. I forget often what people do in the towns and don't do in towns. Yes, I can talk to trees and plants and animals and rocks and water,
Staring blankly off into the distance.
moss.
Listing things.
Listing natural things.
I imagine you start to get incredibly precise on the list, start naming
and
specific
gorse
animals.
bushes
Yeah.
and dandelions.
But I want it canonical that she can speak to rocks.
Yes.
They don't speak back.
Anyone can speak to rocks, yeah, that's just whether they talk back or not.
Just like intimidate to like a rock. The rock being just like, dude, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Lift me up though, I can't, bro. Come on, rock out. I've got no legs.
Do you even lift, bro? Well, then help me out.
But yeah, Shay seems really enamoured with you, Forest Father. They know you're a powerful yet kind being, and they admire your steps into activism.
That's just me quietly saying yes to myself.
But yeah, if you could just get the trees around the hollow to knock back any builders or construction workers who try to come in and knock it down, that'd be so cool.
They will be happy to help their little friends.
Thank you, Matsisa.
Yeah, would you like some mushrooms? I was having a bit of a snack.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that explains it.
And the mushrooms are like, what the fuck?
No, please don't eat us now. The curse of being able to talk to everything.
I feel like I should explain that Morik eats these mushrooms like trail mix, but for most small people, it makes them really high. It has no effect on him. But he forgets this and he offers it because he's quite generous. He offers things a lot. He forgets that little creatures can get quite high.
And Shay is a little creature and takes a mushroom quite willingly and gleefully, pops it in the mouth, gives it a few chomps, and then the effects are quite, you see the eyes dilate dramatically.
Oh no. Oh, I forgot again. Oh no. How about you come inside my cottage and I'll give you a tea.
Of mushrooms.
Have there always been this many colours?
Yes, Shay. Lots of colours, aren't there?
Are we made up of colours?
Yes. He puts an arm around, bends down and puts an arm around. I imagine she's quite small. He is quite tall. Come, child, let's go inside and rest.
A thought just occurred, which is that you insist that Metsuritsa doesn't experience any side effects as a result of eating this trail mix, and then at the very end of the session you're like, wait a minute, where's Blur? And everyone's like, what? Blur, the little frog guy that we have with us all the time. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, you take Shay into your cottage and coach them through a trip so that they don't have a bad trip and they get through the other side.
That's a good friend.
He's a true friend of
As
the forest.
Put some orbital on.
If Mark gets someone high, he'll stand by them. But as the sun begins to set in the sky and Shay goes back off into the woods, you realise it's time to finish up work and head across town to 32 Pudding Road.
Oh, it's a real mean part of the town.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little suburban area, and that's where you'll find the home of your friend Margaret Battlehammer.
It's charming as fuck.
And it sticks out due to the elegant stonework that truly denotes that a dwarven artisan lives there.
Nice.
All scribbled over with by kids.
They've just got their little heights at each birthday notched into the door frame. with a chisel. Their names elegantly etched. Because that's what Margaret does nowadays. Margaret works. She does stone masonry, stone carpentry, stone whittling, stone weaving.
Ooh.
It's just stone stuff and makes a living that way. And she's not busy being a mum. Full-time job, I'm all right. Just appealing to that mum audience out there and getting them on board.
That's what we've been missing.
Why I was here.
All right, mums.
Lorik, as you approach, you can hear the discordant warbling of your friends setting up in Margaret's garage for a band practice.
Large double garage on the side
Can I
of the
knock
house.
on the door? Do I have to go through the front? What's the most polite thing to do? Should I just knock on the garage
Yeah,
door?
you're used to knocking on the garage door.
Although Jump, I think, would have opened it so everybody could see them warming up and tuning up.
Like having it open to the street. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
In that case, Morik
Sup?
then just bends under.
Morik, my man, how you doing?
Hello, Jay. That was what you told me. Is okay, yes?
That's it, Jay or J-Dog? Yeah, either one of those is great.
Excellent.
Hey, man, have you got any of those mushrooms around? You know,
Jump.
there's been since I went on a little trip.
Jump, don't think you're out of earshot, Jump.
Oh, come on, man. All I'm saying
I've told
is
you
just,
before. You do that.
Come
you
on.
talk about that outside my house, okay?
they grow from the ground,
On
Margaret.
my
I'm
land,
very sorry, Margaret.
I take a stand.
You point to where that's etched into the wall.
No to drugs. Drugs are for thugs. Etched into the wall.
Elegant stonework.
Elegant. Detailing.
I'm
All
sorry,
I'm saying
Margaret.
is, Margaret, they grow from the ground, yeah? They're natural. What about the mead we
You
make?
know what?
Yeah?
I don't give a fig
Whoa,
whether they grow in the ground.
Okay. No need for such language. Come on, man.
I'm sorry I had to raise my voice.
This is a
to you.
positive space. I'm sorry.
But you know how I feel. It's a positive space. Aye. But you fucking bring drugs into my house and I'll give you a
All right,
licking.
miss. I'm a couple of steps away from being evil.
And then I punch him on the arm
Ow.
and we laugh.
I'm very sorry, Margaret.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm just joshing.
I'll give you a little bag to take home, Jay.
Your downers on the top, your uppers on the bottom.
Don't eat it all at once. Don't go on a big dirty trip on the way home.
Metza Isa, mother of the forest. You look sick.
Father of the forest.
Father of the forest, excuse me. I have had a long day of inhaling my own nauseous skin.
Oh, that is okay. Blurg, how are you, my dear friend?
I'm very well, though lately affected by a great sadness. For you see, throughout our previous adventure, when I sought to master the bow and arrow, I somehow only achieved moderate skill, as if still at a very early level with this weapon. It is something that I wish to remedy, but feel unable to. Nevertheless, the poetry is going extremely well.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear. Have you got anything new to tell me? I do so love to hear it, Blurg.
Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. Please allow me to do that.
Everybody pause. Blurg's going to do us another poem.
Hang on,
Blurg.
What key is this in?
The third one.
All right, yeah, this is going to be great. Okay, I'll follow.
What a band we are.
Lilypad is home to me and my memory.
Nice.
Fuck yeah. To my memories. Autumn day is nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, that
We put some keys on
I could
there.
vocalize.
A little drum beat and then obviously some panpipes.
Hey, panpipe solo, obviously. Come on.
Panpipe solo. I think we might have a hit.
I'm happy to vocalize this in the manner of the band.
Lilypad is home. This is so flipping good. We are going to rock the Lower Coastberg annual fair.
Aye. Biggest gig of the year, that is.
They won't know what's hit 'em.
I agree, Jim.
I think 2 rehearsals is probably enough.
Probably most of our songs are about the length of Grung's poems, so not Grung, of Bless poems. So yeah, you're lucky if it feels 15 minutes, but what a divine 15 minutes that's going to be.
Aye.
Very tight 15. You're right, Jump. I feel we are finally ready.
Speaking of ready, Margaret, I've got to talk to you about your son Kit. He's on the way to the Oath of Conquest. No
Sorry.
doubt.
Yeah, can we talk shop? Can we talk shop after?
Yeah, of course.
This is me. This is my garage. You know how it is, happy space. So in this garage, we rock hard.
No kid talk. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, got it. Definitely got it.
Come on, hardcore.
Yeah, okay. Lute solo.
Do we have a lutist?
I'm the lutist.
You're the lutist.
I'm the lead and rhythm lutist in the band.
Lead and rhythm lute.
I brought some friends to watch today. And Morik lays out some rocks. Just ready for your lute solo now.
I didn't expect to perform with an audience. The intense pressure honors me greatly.
Oh, they are very honoured to be here. They've heard so much about you, Black.
Hello, rocks. Nice to meet you. And I wink at Jump. We get it, right?
Yeah, of course. I get down on one knee. Sirs, this is an honour. Sirs, you know, seeing you all here, just looking up at me like this, it just makes me want to play the lute better than I've ever played in my life, you dig? And I just stand, like, just nodding at the rocks as if they're saying something to me.
Morik clasps his hands and goes, "Oh, that's so excited, Jay."
That's my name, I say to the rocks. That or J-Dog.
Yes, I'm sorry I don't call you J-Dog. I'm learning. You just don't look like a dog. I'll get there.
I'm going to need a group performance check.
Fuck yeah.
Ooh, all right.
So if you all roll a
Not a
d20
problem.
and add your performance skill, whether it be
Oh,
a plus
no.
or a minus,
Oh, God. Mine's
I would-
It's
It's a
+2.
0.
Oh, mine's a -1.
Well,
Okay.
Concerned noise.
so I got a 5, but I've got a charisma of 4, so that bumps it up to a 9, which is shit.
Nice.
it's a 9. Yes.
I also got a 9.
And I got
Okay.
a total of 6, so
I got a
great.
total of 5.
Wow,
Okay.
that sounds
I
about
feel
like
like
I
we
imagined.
have accurately.
We look back and the rocks have left.
It was too good for them.
They're not ready.
Sounding good, guys.
You know, sometimes the dice tell the story.
The dice know
and
the
the
truth.
story is you guys suck shit.
Hard to
But
imagine.
we have the
try.
passion.
And
Yeah.
you're having fun. And that's what's
right.
important.
Yeah.
Just like
and-
right now. Hey, listeners, look, what's important is that we're trying, okay?
Well, it's not our fault we didn't roll for a better podcast.
Maybe they didn't roll for the better podcast.
Oh, shit, you see?
This is on you.
Bad
Think
luck
about your
roll.
life choices.
Luck roll? Yeah.
Margaret's wife, Joan, pops her head in and smiles and is like, wow. Wow, you guys sound so good.
Right?
Margaret, the sincerity in your voice is overwhelming.
That's just the music, my man.
Good. Nobody roll a perception check. Nobody do
Nobody.
it. You don't want to know. Live
Margaret's
in
been married
ignorance.
for long enough to know that she doesn't want to roll a perception check right now.
Morik's going to do it. He's going to roll. He wants to know. Oh, that's bad. I rolled a 6 total.
Well, I rolled a fucking 19
So yeah,
natural,
Blair
so...
and Morik think that, wow, Joan is very supportive, and Jump has a level of realization that isn't profound enough for him to think that he's bad. He just thinks Joan doesn't get it. Joan's just not like, she just doesn't understand the music you're creating.
Yeah. Old prog folk is not for everyone. So you can reach everybody, yeah? You just got to reach them in the right way. And Jump gets on his knees and does a lute solo.
Okay, no.
That's an 8.
And it's just as good as it was before.
Oh, no, it's not. It's one worse.
which could be like narratively explained by him jumping down to his knees.
He really hurt himself, but he's trying to cover it.
Like, the lute didn't cover the sound of like a kneecap cracking against the concrete of the garage
It's
floor.
middle age for you.
His gut is really like, he's resting the lute on his gut.
But Joan looks over to Margaret and is like, I'm gonna take the kids to see the group of bards that have come to town. So you guys have fun.
Thanks, love. I appreciate you and love you and everything you do.
She leans over the drums and gives you a kiss before heading out.
I try and keep playing. Margaret tries to keep playing while she gives them a kiss
It's
back.
an awkward kiss, to be sure. I'd say roll for kiss, but I don't know what skill.
Animal handling? Wink.
Performance, right? Am I right?
Or deception.
Oi.
Yeah.
Burn.
Fucking marriage.
Survival.
Yeah.
Hey.
Literally any one of these, you read it and you go, that's really good.
That's
for,
marriage. And we are
That's marriage.
we are 60s comedians.
That's marriage.
One road with no end. A destination past. Confirmation.
God, the sunset is very beautiful to me, sir. Wait, there's a bard show, and we weren't invited?
The Battlehammer family would rather go listen to than you.
Oh,
Oh, flip.
Were we not invited?
Oh, mate, because we're too good, you know?
Aye.
This is like an
maybe
amateur
it's-
show.
Yeah.
Well, it's a professional bard show, but perhaps they don't want to be upstaged by amateur musicians who are significantly more proficient with their instruments.
I mean, maybe it's only for official bards. And none of us is... I mean, we're all technically not officially bards. So,
That is not a fate that has befallen any one of us
No.
yet.
not yet. But I've heard about a social concept called multiclassing. So maybe one of us will do it one day.
This intrigues me, especially given my lackluster performance with the bow.
Since we drove King Martin Luther out of town, forget about it. And he just goes off strumming sadly to himself on his lute.
wait, we drove
personally?
Yeah,
Fire
that
Mountain
sounds like
Luther
a
out of
bad thing.
Not us, the people at Lower Coastberg. I take responsibility for that, you know?
Please, he who takes the choice of others takes their sadness as well. Peaceful day.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Another masterpiece.
Level
Bloody
up?
Beautiful, man.
You leveled up in poetry, which is nothing.
You can spend those poetry points on giving yourself a hug. Well done.
Yeah, keep a careful
Self-mastery.
track of your poetry points, Paul, and they'll be redeemable for great magical items at the end of the campaign.
Same goes for you, listeners at home. Keep an eye on those poetry points.
Keep tracking your poetry
It would
points.
be amazing if that's actually true, and there's like one shop at the very end of the campaign. It's like, items for poetry points. Instant resurrection.
Imagine if one fan at the end of the campaign goes, guys, I figured it out, the cipher, you know, that you wove throughout this tale.
If you put all of his poems together, you realise he's quite shit at it.
You got it, man.
With a t-shirt coming your way.
Not one of ours.
No, we just got one down at Primark. It's coming your way.
Shocked it at you.
So, as you continue to jam out in Margaret's unfortunately unsoundproofed garage, the drinks that you guys have around the room start to swirl and whirlpool in their glasses and bottles. The liquids shoot out and coalesce into one central area, which catches your attention and brings your practice to an abrupt end.
Gradual end. we faded out.
Yeah, you see the water, but that doesn't stop you immediately. Like, we've got to follow the flow of the music before we investigate what this is.
We were in the groove.
Yeah.
We were in the prog folk groove.
eyes closed.
Jumps biting his lip.
Blur's biting someone else's lip.
Yeah.
What, my friends, what's that?
It's just me. I know. I've only been playing for like 3 years. Pretty good, huh?
I think he's referring to the water.
Oh, flipping heck. I've never seen that before in my
Can I
life.
roll some kind of nature roll? Is that a thing? Or I guess maybe
Yeah.
this is probably something that's it's magic rather than nature.
I could do an arcana.
Water.
Yeah.
I also instinctively cast Detect Evil and Good.
I think about history to think if I can think of another time that this may have happened at some point in history.
I rolled a 14 in arcana.
Yeah, okay, so you get the sense that this is a spell that's being cast from a long distance away. This is... someone is controlling the water from probably not even within Lower Coastberg. And you get the sense, Jump, that it is not evil. It's either good or neutral.
Oh, chill, guys. This one's calm. This one's cool.
Maybe it's trying to tell us something. Should we talk to it?
Yeah.
Sir? Sir? Sir?
You don't
Sir?
know if it's a surge, eh?
Sir? Ma'am? Sir?
Our metaphysically challenged friend, please express yourself as best as you are able. Everyone, look out for any form of undulation that may be an attempt to communicate.
My friends, it's been too long. And as the fluid continues to move in flux, it begins to take shape, and soon enough, there stands a watery facsimile of your long-absent companion, Grumpo Dewclaw. Nope, it's Grumpo Dewclaw, the deflecting wizard.
Master Dewclaw!
Grumpo.
How are you?
Grumpo.
Incredible. You haven't aged a day. You look amazing. Beautiful, even. Do you mind if I... And then I go to touch his face.
Your hand just goes straight through the water, causing it to distort and lose definition before reforming back into Grumpo.
Incredible. So hot.
Grumpo, this watery facsimile of your face is truly a joy to see. But how can we be sure that it is truly you, and not some form of bedevilment?
Would you like me to share a secret that only you and I know?
That would please me greatly, O watery master.
Should the rest of us cover our ears?
No way, we're flipping friends.
I have no secrets from my bandmates.
Come on now, Jump. Even friends can have secrets.
The justice-loving friends is the most important social structure, second only to my noble clan of Waibudza.
Yes, right. Yes, no secrets between bandmates.
That's right.
I'm sure you feel the same way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Please, Master Grumpo, tell us a secret.
Yeah, do one about... And then do one about each one of us.
Well, this is getting quite involved.
Maybe just one will do.
I'll take mine in the form of the haiku that I taught you on our journey through to the unknown worlds last time we travelled together.
I don't remember that.
It was boring.
It wasn't. I don't remember that, but I do remember that when you were a tadpole, you were abandoned.
No.
Briefly.
Yes.
And then your parents found you again.
My God, the most intimate fact about my early life. It is doubtlessly Grumpo.
You have 10,000 brothers and sisters.
But it only happened... Oh, but none of them saw. They were all facing the other way at that particular moment.
They'd seen a duck.
It was a very good duck. Some of the greatest poems of my people was written about that duck.
We will remember that duck through the stories you've woven.
Half of our set list is about that duck.
Yeah. Grumpo, Master Dewclaw, it's obviously you now. But why are you here and why are you water?
Well, I wish I was here under better circumstances, but unfortunately, I've been arrested in the city of Beaton. And I tell you what, it's absolute bullshit. I didn't commit any crimes, it's all a big conspiracy.
Yes, I'm sure.
Come and bail me out, my fellow.
Scrape up the bail money, dogs.
I can't go back to jail. There are people waiting for me on the inside.
Listen, the long and short of it is that you are my 4 most trusted companions, and I hope you'll help me in my time of need. Could you come and post bail?
What?
The road to Beaton will be long and arduous, but I promise you this. I'll pay you back, I swear.
You mean great riches?
However much the bail costs. I think it's about 32 gold.
No, but I cast that pass behind me, Master Dewclaw.
Aye.
I can't do it anymore. I mean, yes, obviously yes, I'm coming, but I just want you to know that I'm a pretty big name around here now. Kids, they look up to me. I don't just have my armour waiting to go. It's in a closet and I've got to clean it. But yeah, obviously I'll go.
Master Grumpo, would you mind if we took 5 minutes to just have a little conversation between the bunch of us? Would that be all right with you?
Yes,
But it's a yeah.
I think. And then you hear another voice echoing through the water. It's like, hey, Wizard King, what are you doing? We said you only get 1 message. That's right. And I sent that letter to Jermaine, Lord of the Eagles. You didn't say I couldn't send a water missive through my bowl of soup. It was implicitly implied.
Grumpo.
What a cad.
Classic Grumpo.
Hang up or we'll take that soup away. But
is carrot and coriander, you heathen. Listen, I have to go, but my friends, I need you now more than ever. In a bit.
And then the water loses its form and sloshes to the floor.
Blur is underneath it. And that's him submersing himself in water for that day.
I can't believe you preempted my bail thing. Shit, they got it. They got it. That's what this whole thing is.
Quest Fantastic is Jen Blundell as Margaret Battlehammer, Nell Heald as Morrick, Paul Salt as Blip, Paul Goodman as Jump Fundenden, and Sarah Keep as everyone else. Story by Sarah Keep, music and editing by me. Thank you so much for listening to part 1 of our pilot episode. So this is a call to arms to everyone out there who enjoyed the show. We're just getting started, and the best way we have of getting ourselves out there is word of mouth. So if you love the show, tell a friend, leave us a review, spread the word on social media, paint it on the side of a dog, push it through a hospital. But most importantly, subscribe on your preferred podcatcher. If you want more from us, Jen and Sarah host the queer actual play podcast Roll Plus Heart, where they play a whole host of shorter TTRPGs. Paul Salt is film critic for Screen Mayhem and hosts the podcast Jen and the Film Critic with, you guessed it, Jen, where Salt and Jen review the latest movies in an environment where I'm not screaming at either of them. And finally, Salt and I host the podcast One Good Thing, where we find good things in bad movies, and have been doing so for 5 years now. So there's plenty for you to get stuck into if you're looking for a bit more positivity in your film criticism and jokes about bums. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Quest Fantastic, send us an email at gmail at questfantastic@gmail.com, and Sarah at Penguin Panic for all of her beautiful artwork. All of the links and handles will be in the episode description. Next episode is coming out Thursday the 27th of January, so we'll see you all then. Bye!
Long road with no end. A destination past. Confirmation.
God, the sunset is very beautiful to me, sir.
Long road with no end. A destination past. Confirmation.
God, the sunset is very beautiful to me, sir.